We are live. I am a little late. I had another live on Facebook and it ran a little late because of technical difficulties, but we are here and we ready to talk about it. We got a lot to get into, you guys. So come on in, share this out. I'm going to give people a few minutes for YouTube to let people know that we are live. We got a lot to cover, so let's go live. Let's do it. Hey y'all, hey Bridget, hey everybody. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hit the like button as you come in. We're going to give people a few minutes to get in, let YouTube know that we are live. We got a lot to talk about, so I'm here for it. Here for it. Hey Harlem, welcome. So Harlem, I was going to be on time today, and I had a live on Facebook and it ran late. It was at 6, but technical difficulties caused us to be like 30 minutes behind. So anyway, we made it in still some good timing. So as you guys come in, hit the like button. Thank y'all for being here. Don't forget the like button because that keeps us in the algorithm. It's a free way to support the channel. And we are making headway to 10K. So we appreciate y'all guys. We appreciate you guys so much. Again, I'm going to give YouTube a few minutes and then we're going to jump right into the conversation because there's a lot of conversation to be had tonight. Um, yeah, so it was good. It was a good interview too. So, but it ran late. But we here. We here. Hey, right. You made it. Hey, thank you for being here. Thank y'all, everybody, for being here. Yeah, it's cold outside. It's snowing. We're supposed to get 16, 14 inches of snow. Um, I ain't with it. I hibernates in this kind of weather. And it's like -2 degrees outside. I won't be going nowhere. I won't be going nowhere. Okay, so let me see if I can get on TikTok. So, like, I didn't know that TikTok only give you like a certain amount of time on live if you're not, I guess it's so many numbers. So just for however long it'll let us then I will be on TikTok live too. And it might cut us off. Yeah, I ain't with the cold weather at all. By no means. Can't nothing make me warm enough. Mm-mm, mm-mm. No. Why do that every time? Hold on, y'all. Okay. All right. And then TikTok. The strange thing about this one is she was last seen in June. Okay, June she was last seen, but the missing report wasn't. I want to go live. I'll go live. There it is. All right, so I got live on TikTok too. Hey, y'all over at TikTok, welcome. Come on in. Hit like, leave a comment. Let me know you're there. Join in on the conversation. We also are live over on YouTube as well. You guys, the likes over here on YouTube are not matching. So if you're here and you forgot to hit the like, it's all good. Just go ahead and hit the like and take a half a second over there. Also on TikTok, is it like on TikTok, Harlem? Whatever it is over here, to like it, heart it, whatever it is, go ahead and do that as well. Give us just a few minutes and we will get started. I'm gonna give us 60 seconds. We just gonna jump in, and whoever come, whoever don't, we'll catch y'all. If you watch the replay, put hashtag replay in the chat. I'd appreciate that as well. All right, be right back. All right, you guys, we are back. I am ready. Tap the screen to hit like. Just tap it with your fingers. That's all you have to do to catch the likes up. This hair is in my face. Okay. And thank y'all for coming in or stopping by, swinging by on TikTok. What does that mean? Join my fan club. I don't know what that means. So anyway, let's get started, y'all. So we haven't talked about David and Celeste in a while, but what we're finding out is that David's one of his good friends, who is an influencer as well, he was in Montana with his mother at his mother's house, and the federal agents went to his mom's house and picked him up and arrested him for failure to appear. So we know that failure to appear is a felony. And not only did they pick him up, but they also Ooh, I got the rose. What does that mean? I'm gonna learn it. But also they extradited him back to Los Angeles to face a judge in Los Angeles. He was placed on a $60,000 bond to get out. And so he's having to face those, whatever that is going on, right? So if you guys have not forgotten, right? Celeste is the one that was 15 years old, was David's alleged girlfriend. She ran away from home a couple of times. What her family was telling everyone else is that they knew that she had a boyfriend and his name was David. Had never met him before, didn't know what he was about, but did know that his name was David. She ran away. She went back home. She ran away again. That final time, she did not come back. They did not see her. When they heard of Celeste again, they had found her in David's Tesla in the trunk, body dismembered. Now we are hearing that we also heard that it was possibly frozen and then was unfreezing. The body parts were unfreezing. David had gone to, I can't remember the location, and we thought, just speculation, that he was looking for a place to maybe bury the body. We just don't know. But what we also do know is that they are saying that David is a suspect in this investigation, in this unaliving of this young girl. So also there was a detective that was hired to do some detective work. So David was living in this, renting this mansion, and they went into the mansion, and the police, LAPD, went into the mansion, kind of did their little whatever, their search of the home or whatever, did not seize really anything. But the detective that the homeowner hired on his own found some things in that home that like didn't make sense. Like, why would you have this I can't remember what it's called, but it's like this burner or heater that they said it would get so hot to burn a body up, right? That people would need. It was not opened, but why would he have it is the question in the home that they didn't take. So there were other things as well, right? He also saw some footage where they saw the last person that drove that Tesla and parked that Tesla. And the key thing about that is the person that was driving that Tesla, they later saw them on the tour bus with the same exact clothing on that tour bus. Was that Neo? We don't know. We don't know. We don't really know what this is about. So we're also only speculating, only speculation. Nothing has been set in stone that they arrested him for this David Celeste thing. It could be something totally different that they've arrested him for. But it seems to be awfully strange that they would send him back, because we know that a grand jury had convened on this and that David was a suspect. Also, don't believe myself that David was able to, if he's the one that, if in fact that he's the one that unalived this young girl, and packed her from place to place and put her in the trunk, he could not have done all of that on his own. So there is other people involved that they're got to get to the bottom of. Now, as I read about the arrest in Montana, bringing Neo back, people were speculating also that this Neo guy is like their only hope, right? That they really are struggling to put all the pieces together in order to bring a case, because you got to be very careful, because when you bring a case forward, you got to be able to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt when you bring a criminal case about. And so it's just like, even though as we are researching and we hear stories and we're watching the news and we're seeing all of this and we're thinking, what do you mean you don't have enough? Like, it's very obvious, like what has happened, but they're doing allegedly their due diligence in order to bring this about. We're thinking that also there is speculation, I will say, that David is this close to being arrested for the unaliving of Celeste. But I just think that I don't know how to feel about it, but I feel like they are like crossing their T's, dotting their I's, make sure that what they're doing, they're on the right track, they're doing the right thing. Let me check the comments. So Wright says, another channel made an excellent point. It's really strange. It's really strange work to hide at your mom's house. Do I get it? Sure, place of refuge. But when you are a suspect, depending on the county or the state, they will destroy the house trying to get you out. Anyone else inside is collateral damage. Gigantic circumstantial case. You need to get him. Whoever turns state's evidence first gets the deal. So, and here's the other part to that, right? They are saying that also is Neo, was he arrested as a witness and he just didn't show up to witness to the grand jury? Is he a suspect, which they are thinking not likely a suspect? But is he a suspect in that he had a part to play in this? We can't even say that any of that right now because we don't know for sure that that's what they went to arrest him for. Now, we do really, it's a high probability, but we don't know. So we can't go spread that information if we're not for sure on how that or on why he was arrested. Now, we will find out. Okay? We're going to know why they arrested him. We just don't know today. We can only speculate on what it is. This is crazy to me. This is just so crazy to me in that LAPD cannot nail down what has happened. You can't tell me if Tesla works the way that Tesla works, supposed to work with the camera. You can't tell me that the footage is not there. Who drove that car last? The camera is supposedly the camera keeps rolling, even if the car is parked. Who put that body in that bag in that trunk? You're gonna have to go to the last person that you saw on that PI's video that he saw. Whoever got on that bus with the same clothes driving that Tesla that parked it where they found it and towed it. Start there. Because as Wright says, whoever they get first is going to sing. Now, they got Neo. And if, because we don't know, if it was because of this situation, this investigation, will Neo tell it? They said that Neo hadn't even, like normally in situations like with Tim Busfield, right? They talked and with Diddy, right? The DA's office was in communication with the lawyer, the attorneys, their legal team. And so they talk back and forth. They keep communication open between the entities. Whereas we're hearing that Neo hadn't hired any legal team, and didn't even know they were coming. So, I mean, I don't know. This is just all speculation. We'll find out. But now I know now he's probably having to seek legal counsel because they are only let him out on bond. It's not like he got to go testify or do whatever they needed him to do to show up and now he gets to go. No, he's going to have an attorney and whatever process he's going to have to go through. So there's still like a lot of unanswered questions in this unaliving, this horrible, horrible unaliving. This little girl was done so bad. There is nothing that she could have done so bad that she deserved this. Whoever did this to her, like, was she holding their deepest, darkest secrets? And she could tell, like there was something that was going to be able to tell on this person. Like, why did she deserve to be unalived in this way, this horrible, horrible, horrific way, right? And then if what we also get is true, how is it that I lost my train of thought? Oh, how is it that you're able to take this body and just have it for days upon days before you decide, okay, nothing I'm trying to do is working, because there was also some equipment that they found that could dig a hole, but probably not as deep as it need to. It would just only be a shallow grave, right? So this is real crazy. There has been no sight. There has been no sight of David. Do they know where David is? I mean, I'm sure they have their thoughts about where David is, but David has not surfaced. We don't know where David is. He sold his mama's house, sold his house in Texas. Where's David? What, David hasn't said a thing. But we do know that David did get his, he does have his legal team in order. It's kind of chilly in this room. I thought I had a jacket. But he does have his legal team in order for whatever. So I don't know. He's sitting around probably thinking at any moment now, especially that they've picked up Neo. I don't know if it's a connection. Then there, he's probably thinking, "Oh gosh, I'm next." I don't know. But anyway, so at 7:39, they went to his mom's house. At 8:30, at 8:50, he was in protective custody. And 10:50 Central Standard Time, he was headed to LA or made it to LA. Usually when you're extradited like that, when you have to be extradited, it takes a while to that, like he would have you know, in under normal circumstances, you sit in Montana, you know, he would have sit in Montana for a month, 3 months, or whatever, waiting for them to extradite him. But he got from Montana to Los Angeles pretty quickly. So it's something. It's something with him. Let me see what Wright is saying. Oh, they maybe just continue. They maybe just continue to build a case, and somehow the Tesla footage gets thrown out. Yeah. So that's kind of where my thinking is, right? What if the camera, for some reason, what if the camera footage was no good, had been tampered with, you couldn't really see who was who, what was what? What's the next steps? Like, are they still have to now go back and rebuild and look at everything to build a case? Like, what is next for them? Because as I said, you do have to, in a criminal court, the prosecution has to prove beyond reasonable doubt that this person did whatever they did. Do I think that, eventually they'll get David? Really, if I'm being honest, I thought they would have been arrested David, been at least taken him in to interrogate him. So I think that that will be the big arrest. That's just my opinion. On it all. So we don't know. Excuse me, sorry about that. So anyway, it remains to be seen. We're going to continue to follow the story. I think that now that this arrest has been made, I think that there's going to be more information that comes out, and we're going to hear a lot more in the coming days about what's really going on. I don't know about that LAPD. I don't know about them right now. Maybe they are doing all they can do. They're being really careful about how they execute this, how they move forward with warrants and picking people up and all that. I don't know. But remains to be seen. So Harlem says, isn't it coming up on a year since she had left home, and wasn't David recently seen at a high school? So I thought that high school thing was something that was, I thought the high school thing was an old video of him going there prior. So if that's the case, then yes, I did see that video, but I thought it was something they had found earlier on. I didn't think it was like recent. Maybe it is. I'll have to go see, but maybe it is, Harlem. And yes, it's coming up on a year that this young lady has been gone from home, um, and nothing has happened. Is it that complicated of a is it that complicated of a situation that they can't get their stuff together to make an arrest? Like, is this really gonna fall through the cracks and not anybody be arrested for it? Will David get to move on with his life? Okay, I thought it was a recent. It probably is old. Yeah, I was thinking that it was something prior that just surfaced again, because they had been talking about it, but I thought it was something I don't know, we can see. But he definitely was at the school and all the girls were singing his songs, going crazy over him, right? Like, again, here's the conversation. Like, you build up this all around you, you build up this empire, you build up financial wealth for you and your family, and you got it going on, and then your name is brought up in a unaliving of a underage girlfriend that you had. What was she holding the key to? What information did she have? Like, why was that necessary to do? When all the videos that we were able to see, the couple of videos with pictures we were able to see of them looked like, even though she was underage, like she was pretty happy around him. So I don't know what has happened. We just need the story. We need an arrest. We need justice for Celeste at the end of the day. So that's David, and that's what's going on right now. If anything else has surfaced, one thing I did hear is that they are possibly looking at a third suspect. So we know David is. They're just assuming or speculating that Neo is, and then that there's a third person they're looking for. I wouldn't doubt it that they're looking at, right, for maybe an arrest, come talk to the grand jury, whatever. I just feel like something needs to happen. Right said, if I ever get any real money, ain't nothing or no one is going to mess that up. Right. There's no decision that I'm gonna make differently than I make now when I don't have it. Like to make it bad for me or my family. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand it. If I get it, I intend to keep it the right way. The right way. And why is it so hard to do that? Why get caught up in all this stuff? Like, is it a mental health thing? Like, what happens? We do see that people change when they get a lot of money. They change, but you have to change to be a criminal? To do criminal acts? Doesn't make sense to me. You say all your life that you struggled, you came out, you got it out the mud, you came from the projects, and you build wealth for you and your family, your kids, your grandkids, and you just blow it all away. Gotta be some mental health issues. I don't know. They say with lottery winners, if you aren't right before the money, you won't keep it. Well, yeah, I mean, if you have some issues before, your issues gonna get better. I mean, yeah, I don't know. They say with lottery winners, you have that money for about a couple months and you broke again because you went spending crazy. But I don't know. Anyway, again, I'll say we just want to see justice happen for this young lady so that I don't know, the family can get a little closure from it. That's all. All right, let's move on. Thank you guys for being here. We have 7 people viewing. We only have 3 likes. Can we get those caught up, please? Takes about a half a second to do that. Go ahead and hit the like button for us. All right, let's move on to Timothy Busfield. So we were able to talk about, Busfield after his hearing, where he was detained until that hearing and was released. Sources are saying, people are saying, other outlets are saying that Timothy Busfield will never be convicted of this particular crime that he's being alleged, on the allegations that are being brought against him about the two boys that were 7 years old, I believe. I think they're twins. But they believe that he will never be convicted on this for several reasons. They are saying that um, a prosecution has to prove in good faith that they can convict on the crime, right? Just like we were saying about in the Celeste situation. You have to be able, if you're going to bring charges forth, which that's why I'm thinking LAPD maybe is being real careful. I don't know. But if you're going to bring those charges forward as a prosecutor, you have to bring it in good faith that you at least feel like or have sufficient evidence that can get you to a conviction, unless you can't convince a jury otherwise, right? So it has to be in good faith. And for one, with these two young boys, there was not a disclosure when you would get the boys separately with counselors, with whoever they talked to. Neither boy disclosed that Timothy Busfield touched them inappropriately, said he's never done that. And so when you had them alone, when they weren't disclosing anything, like even they said, like for the first boy, you heard the questions that he asked, like, what bad touching is, or where people are not, it's wrong, where people, there are places on your body people are not supposed to touch, however they said it, right? And so, did Mr. Busfield touch you there? He said no, he did not. He did not touch me there. He never did that. They said when they interviewed the other brother that the interviewer couldn't even get it out of his mouth good, for he was like, no, like he convincingly said he did not touch me. He didn't do those things to me. It was only when 9 months later, when they came back and brought the situation up again, that the boys talked about it or disclosed that he could have touched them, right? They're saying also the reason they feel like this cannot be, they said the prosecutor in Albuquerque, New Mexico should be ashamed that they even brought Busfield on these charges, because they knew before they brought him there that they didn't really have sufficient enough evidence to bring a conviction. They said that Busfield, if you look back at the parents' conversation about the boys and their work, they said that the mom said that if her kids were to get fired, she would have Busfield's ASS. She would have Busfield's ASS, whatever that means. And then they said also if they would go back and they would look at the fact that these people are fraudsters, like they are career fraudsters. They know how to fraud. They know how to convince somebody something that ain't real, right? This woman went and got a Bentley, sold it, bought it back, and sold it again, right? And it was not even, and wasn't doing it in the proper manner. Repossessed it, didn't buy it back. She sold it, went back and illegally repossessed it, then turned around and sold it again. So they do commit fraud. They're just known. If you go, they said you can even Google them and you will find how much fraud they commit. Hey, April Showers, welcome. They also said that when they talk about the dad and how they said the dad was disbarred, said what happened was because of the fraud charges that he went ahead and resigned because he knew that they were getting ready to come and disbar him. So it wasn't like he got disbarred, formally, because he resigned before they could get to him to disbar him, if that makes sense. So basically, he backed off. He resigned. He quit. So those are just a few of the questions. Those are just a few of the reasons that people thought, well, this man is not in any way going to be convicted. Now, I'm y'all are not going to probably like what I have to say about it, because my opinion now has changed as well. In that, not that I don't believe that it happened, because as you go back over Busfield's entire career and his history, you will see the history that he has that would tell you that it probably happened, right? But I'm playing it by the fact that you have to go into a courtroom. And we talked about this last live, right? You got to go into a courtroom, and you have to be able to show clear cut evidence of how, or to a jury, of why we think that you should convict this man of these charges. And for me, if trial is going to be anything, like Harlem said, if we even make it to trial, but if it's going to be anything like this detention hearing was, he's going to beat his case. His lawyer is too tough for New Mexico prosecution. They don't feel like the prosecution, even in a detention hearing, came with enough heat in order to even put fear in them. Like, they walked the dog on that prosecutor. She tore every allegation to Busfield's attorney, that woman attorney, tore it to pieces. So at the end of the day, I'm not saying that he's guilty or not. He's guilty until proven, he's innocent until proven guilty, right? But what I'm saying is that if it goes anything like it went at the detention hearing, I'm going to have to agree with those that are saying he probably is not going to lose this case. It's going to either get thrown out before they can even make it to court, to trial, or they're going to go through a whole trial and waste waste the state of New Mexico's money, because they're not going to have enough evidence to prove. They have two boys saying that it never happened until you put them in a different situation 9 months later. You have to prove it. At this point, she said, yeah, you're right. That's right. You have to be able to prove it. And no, with what y'all have right now, prosecution is who I'm talking to, no jury is going to go for it. If you couldn't get the judge, because in normal circumstances, the judge usually goes with the state, right? You couldn't even convince the judge that you had a viable case to prosecute. So at that point, I feel like he's good to go. He's going to beat it. Now, right, Harlem, unless others come forward, which that has been a topic of conversation as well. If we just sit back and wait, there will be other people that will come forward. I don't know, maybe. But until that happens, until somebody actually comes forward, nah. He will walk. That's just my opinion. That's what I think at this point now. Unless they come back to trial and they got some heat, they got something that is going to blow everybody's mind, it just ain't working right now. It ain't happening right now. So, just making sure that was everything. So that's what I have on Busfield for now. Again, these are just stories we're going to continue to follow and see what happens. There has been no sighting of Busfield since he's been home. He's probably saying, I ain't going nowhere, because wherever I go is going to be a kid and I'm not going to be accused. But do we think that he's going to work again? Um, so when he got arrested, the network dropped him. He had been losing um, work and gigs, but do we think they did it prematurely? And they're seeing that after hearing the tape that the defense played, where the boy's saying he did not do that, that they'll reinstate him and let him move on so he can work and continue to bring money in the house. Yeah, right. Exactly right. He's doing the right thing. Like, lay low. Don't even give them an opportunity to bring anything else against you at this point. You have a long road really ahead of you. So it would be best just to lay low. You got enough money. Your wife can make your errands, or whoever y'all hire can go. Y'all can get somebody to run your errands, take care of stuff around the house. Like, you don't even need to go nowhere if it's going to cause you those kind of issues. Right? So anyway, that's Tim Busfield. We'll see if either other people will come forward. There will be other victims, alleged victims, or New Mexico gonna have to do something different. Albuquerque, you're gonna have to bring it. All right, let's move on. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the ICE agents. So I was listening to, I can't remember, but I was listening to a podcast or something. And a couple of people in the chat was saying, like, I'm tired of hearing about Minnesota, right? Oh, I'm tired of that story. I'm tired of what's going on. But listen, it's real life for them over there. People are being unalived as protesters. They're being kicked and beat and hit with objects and unalived as protesters. So what we woke up to today is that there has been a man that was pow-powed by an ICE agent. So leading up to that pow-pow, you could see on the video where they were like gang banging him. It was about 7, 8 ICE agents to this one man, kicking him, aggressively taking him to the ground. When he's down on the ground, you can see him being kicked. And all of a sudden you hear a pop, and then you hear a pop, 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 pop. But the first pop, the man goes limp. There's no movement, but then there's more pop, pop, pops after that. He has been announced unalived. And like, here's my thing. There was one man against 8, 4, 5, 8, however many more than him, that you did not have to take his life for that. And so it seems like every day they're doing something crazy. Like, you take a 5-year-old into detainment. You are detaining a 5-year-old. Like, it's just a lot of crazy stuff going on. But anyway, this incident happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He was kicked, he was stomped, he was hit with something, and then you hear the bangs. It happened at West 26th and Nicollet in Minnesota. And it says as many as 8 or 9 physically abused him. You see him go limp. And they said the most disturbing thing about all of this is there's a pattern of this kind of behavior from ICE, where there is unconditional, aggressive, and deadly tactics that they're using. And for what? And why? Why does it have to be that aggressive? So Governor Walsh, Tim Walsh, he went to President Trump and talked to him today, and he was like, you've got to remove these ICE agents that are not trained to be ICE agents, to do this kind of job. He said they're not trained, they're violent, and they're untamed officers. People continue to lose their lives because of it. They said also that so many times after they've been aggressive or they've unalived somebody, you will hear like the supervisors and the head of ICE coming and lying to the American people, lying to Trump, the administration, about what happened. But yet people still continue to lose their lives. So while people may be tired of hearing about it, it's their life, it's real life. And if people stop talking about it, they're just going to let it continue to happen silently. Like nobody's going to talk about it, nobody's going to be interested in it. You have to fix the problem. There's a problem there, clearly. There's a problem there. And there's a problem with aggressive, untamed, untrained ICE agents in Minnesota that are taking people's lives. And it's not allegedly, you see it on the tape. Pow, 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 pow. And he's just limp. Like you've already did one. Why do you got to keep doing it? He can't get up. Anyway. Hey, APZ, welcome. If the officer was in fear of his life, why did multiple officers draw their weapons? Exactly. Second, you are showing no regard for your fellow officers shooting in such a close proximity. Exactly. They said when he did the first pow, the other officer jumped back like he was shocked that it happened. Because guess what? It could have very well been one of them. And then not one, but 10. He said it was 10 pow pows that he unleashed, that he unloaded the clip. 10. And it was 8 or 9 of y'all are surrounding him. How was he a threat to anybody at that point? Hey, D-Bots. I didn't see him over here. Hey, everybody on TikTok that has stopped by and been over here. So yeah, I feel like Timothy Walsh, but they mad at Timothy Walsh, who is the governor, who is sitting back watching the community, the people in Minnesota, or the people that are there peacefully protesting, lives being taken, and he's crying out for help. And Donald Trump can have them removed, but I ain't doing it. He ain't doing it. Does he not have a regard for people's lives? Does Donald Trump not care that people are losing their lives at the hands of his ICE agents? Does he just don't care? Because it ain't his family? Horrible. Horrible situation. But it's real life and it's really happening. They said that regardless, despite of the weather that's happening, for
the National Weather Service has issued an extreme cold warning and a winter storm warning. It's currently snowing and 10 degrees. Today's high is 12 and the low is 6.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all just hear that recording on my laptop? I'll tell you what it said. It said that I have to read it. She was saying, this woman was talking. She said the National Weather Service has issued an extreme cold warning and a winter storm warning. It's currently snowing and 10 degrees. Today's high is 12 degrees and the low is 6 degrees, which is probably minus something when you talk about the wind chill. That's what we're dealing with today, right now. Don't like it. All right, we can move on from that. But it is a sad situation. Now there's another family that's going to have to bury a family member because of this crazy world we're living in. Donald Trump does not care that the American people have in Minnesota 1 billion ICE agents there. I exaggerate, but that allegedly don't even know what they're doing, ain't even trained for it. And because they got a pow pow, they just want to use it, just dying to use it. Nobody has threatened their life to the capacity, to the point where they have to unalive somebody. Period. All right. That's ice for now. I'm sure we'll be hearing more, and I hope it is not of unaliving. I hope it's that they're moving out, move on. Let's stop this. Hey everybody, TikTok. Hey everybody on YouTube. Thank y'all for being here. Hit the like button. It keeps us in the algorithm, a free way to support the channel. TikTok, thank y'all for swinging by, stopping by as you have, and kind of listening in here and there, over there. So let's move on. Just really quick, I want to touch on Nicki Minaj, just really quick. Yeah, just really quick. So if you guys are not aware, Nicki Minaj is not losing her $20 million mansion. She was judged. She had a judgment against her, on her home, because she did not answer to the $500,000 judgment that the judge granted to the victim of her husband, who put his hands on this man. So she waited till the last hour, the last second, to go ahead and pay the $500,000. So her mansion is saved. Do you guys also know that she had went on her social media site and said that she came to the United States as an immigrant, as an illegal immigrant, and that now you already know people have signed a petition to have you put out and sent back, but you go on your social media and say, oh, I came here when I was a legal immigrant. She's going at Don Lemon now for whatever reasons. She's Nicki is off the rails. But my question here, knowing what Nicki Minaj is doing, because somebody challenged me on this, right? Knowing the actions of Nicki lately and her, let me see, hold on. All right. So knowing the way that she's spiraling out, she has a vendetta with Jay-Z. She's tripping on Don Lemon. She's just coming for everybody, right? At this point, and people challenge me, like I said, is Nicki's musical career over? Has the hip hop world just cut ties with her and her career musically is going to suffer? Or do we think that she has enough barbs that do still support her, that it's not over for Nicki, and Nicki knows it, and that's why she acts like she is? Does Nicki still have a career? Or is she actually hurting her career at this point? So I was saying, and is Nicki being canceled? Is Nicki Minaj being canceled, y'all? Do y'all feel like she's done too much? She went overboard. She got on the bandwagon with Donald Trump. She praised Donald Trump and his administration. She loves Miss Kirk and Charlie Kirk's wife. Is her career over? Is this the end for Nicki Minaj? Who's canceling Nicki Minaj at this point? I've always said that I like Nicki Minaj as a rapper. I liked her music. The way she's moving now is questionable. Even though people have the right to do what they want to do, you also have fans that can make or break you in this game. And I feel like she's lost a lot of fans, and I feel like it's hurting her career. Is she canceled just yet as of yet? I don't think Nikki's canceled, but I think she's killing her career. I think she's hurting it. I think she's hurting herself behind whatever she's trying to do. If it's for her man that is a pedophile, alleged, no, he is a pedophile, or her brother. Or what is she sacrificing her career for? What exactly? Because it feels like she's on the cancel trail. It feels like she's getting there. What are y'all thinking? Let me get back to the chat. So Harlem says she's definitely hurting her career 100%. No, that was APZ. I'm sorry, not Harlem. Wright says she is absolutely hurting her career. Last album was 2023. Ain't nobody checking for Nikki right now. Aw. APZ says, I don't care for her music, maybe two songs, and they are the old songs. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like it's the old music that I liked about her. 2023, this is 2026. We've got no new music. I don't really see her on, like, when you look across entertainment, I don't see her with no gigs. Like, you do see like people with endorsements. You see people with, like, they're acting now along with rapping. They have other gigs, right? I'm not seeing that out of Nikki. I don't know how far Donald Trump is going to carry her through this, but I guess as long as she thinks that he's amazing and handsome and beautiful, I don't know. But again, it looks like the census is here that Nikki is hurting her career, and that ain't nobody checking for Nicki Minaj right now, and it's sad because she was the top rapper, lady rapper, female rapper at one point, and now just here again, right, right sounds right. Here we are again. Build up a empire around you. Now, when you are a celebrity, a A-list celebrity like Nicki Minaj, you have to watch how you move and shake because of public opinion that can knock you to your rock bottom, right? So, because she got on the Donald Trump train, she lost like 10,000 viewers in a skin it real quick. It's public opinion that hurts the entertainer because of their fans and they love what they were doing. And when you change up on them, they don't understand. So they kick you to the curb and they don't check for you no more. They don't come for you no more. So that's why you have to be real careful. But again, you build up all this wealth. Now, also, here's another question that I was challenged on. Does Nicki Minaj, even if she was to be canceled, even if she's canceled, right? Does she have enough coinage to survive and not work? Can she pull in royalties and enough of that to be able to live? Because I don't. What is her husband doing? Because he can't be around kids. Like, what kind of money does he bring? Is he a producer or something? Like, what do you do, Mr. Petty? Besides, put your hands on people and make her pay $500,000 or either give up her $20,000 mansion. Because I mean, I don't think he had $500,000 to pay it. Right says, have a voice, speak what you believe, right? Because you have that right. But most people will will still rock with you if you're on the right side of history. Clearly, she's not, and neither is her administration. Right. That's where I'm at, Harlem. Harlem says he does nothing. Right. You on a set at a show where Nikki is, there's an altercation. You put your hand talking about send him in here to tell me like you really somebody. The person comes in and talks to you, you put your hands on him, and now she got to pay your way out, or take a chance of losing her 20 million losing her $20 million mansion in LA. Are you kidding me? She has a son to keep a roof over his head. So stop putting your hands on people and stop. That's with kids. Don't do that. But I mean, she rocking with him. So I mean, that's her man. That's her husband. They said They said, for better or for worse, when you get married, right? I don't know. But I think that at the end of the day, I feel like he brings nothing to the table. I feel like her fans are mad at her. They're pissed off with her. And I feel like she's getting close to the council culture. That's just my opinion, and I just want to know what you guys thought about that. We don't have to continue to talk too much more about her. According to AI, she has 200 million streams on Spotify in 2026 alone, which is that's fire. We know they don't pay, so which right, you don't get a lot of money for that, but 200 million is a lot. Looks like there is money coming in enough to retire. I don't know. So maybe that's her point. Like, right? She knows that she got the coinage, but I mean, are you going to let your husband suck you dry? Right? You got to if you when you retire, you got to be prepared for that. That there's really, I mean, you got your royalties coming in, right? She's going to always have her royalties coming in. Nikki was on fire. Like she was the ish in the beginning. She was on, she had gigs going on. Had uh she was a host on American Idol. Did really well on that. And there was other things that she did, but I'm not seeing that anymore from Nicki Minaj. So anyway, at the end of the day, people say, well, this is America. We have the right to do what we want to do, the decisions we make. We have the right to do that. And we just have to know that whatever decisions we make are going to be the repercussions that you get. So you put in good, you get out good, all that stuff, right? So Nikki has the absolute right to go and follow Donald Trump and his administration if that's what she wants to do. That's her right, but she also has to look at career, and she has to look at the shoulders she's standing on to be in this entertainment hip hop world, and they're not happy with her right now. So at the end of the day, as an entertainer, as a A-list celebrity for sure, they're watching you, and at any minute you could be canceled. They don't people will cancel you, and they will move to the next so easily. Here today, gone tomorrow. So you just gotta be careful. Let's move on. Let's move on. We getting close to the end. We're at our hour. So excuse me. Sorry. I don't know if you guys know this guy, but it was a kind of an interesting story to me. I'm gonna pull it up because I didn't write all of it down because I knew that I was probably gonna have to pull it up. So let's do it. Oh, what is happening? Okay. So anyway, let's move on. Yeah. Okay. I was just catching up on the comments. His name is Ryan Wedding. Who is Ryan Wedding? Do y'all know who that is? He was an Olympic Canadian snowboarder. Is that right? Yeah. So really good at what he was doing. He was a really good snowboarder. He was on the right track, doing the right thing. And what we have seen before yesterday, maybe day before yesterday, he was arrested and brought to the Ontario, California airport where he is being detained. They're calling him, they're saying that he's a narcotics trafficker and that he is part of or been named in multiple unalivings. So he's a snowboarder turned kingpin. They say he was pushing pounds and pounds of kilos of white stuff, the white stuff, that kind of stuff, that kind of stuff. Anyway, pushing it across the border. And so he was allegedly like working, absolutely. Yeah. Bridget, is that Bridget? Yeah, I have to can't see. He was working with the cartel. Exactly. So let's read about it. So basically what he's done, he's been accused of being a kingpin smuggling white stuff linked to multiple rug related unalivings. So January 23rd, he arrived at Ontario airport. That's why he was arrested. So let's just read really what the BBC is saying. I like the BBC because it's international, right? So it says alleged rug kingpin and ex-Olympian Ryan Wedding was arrested after years on the run. So he knew they was looking for him. And that's just like, I can't wait to get Fugitive back on here because he was on the run for years for some crimes that he committed. I want to hear him talk about it. But anyway, you can run, but they will find you one day. You might be old and 98 years old. They still gonna catch you. You're not gonna get away with it forever, right? So he was working with the cartel. So let's see what the BBC is saying. They said former Canadian Olympic snowboarder and alleged rug kingpin Ryan Wedding has been arrested in Mexico and will be extradited to the U.S. after years on the run, FBI Director Kash Patel has said. So he been knowing. He was in Mexico, thought they wasn't coming for him. Rice says, so the most prolific rug smugglers is yes, that kind of guy from Canada. No Mexico, no Colombia, no cartels, nor gangs. Hey, Jojo the Ryan, welcome back. Wright says they needed a win because everything they are doing is falling apart. Right. Especially this Kash Patel person. So he said Mr. Wedding, who had been on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitive list, the 10 most wanted fugitive list, accused of running a transitional drug trafficking operation that moved tons of the white stuff across international borders. Wedding is 44, was also wanted on unaliving charges, not a charge, but charges. U.S. officials had said they believed Wedding was living in Mexico under the Sinaloa rug cartel's protection. Ugh. The head of Canada's federal police force, which assisted in the investigation, spoke alongside Patel on yesterday to praise the law enforcement operation. Oh, they're so excited now. Kash Patel is so excited. They got him. They got him. No single agency or nation can combat transitional organized crime alone, said Mike Doing, whatever his last name is. He is the commissioner of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Force. We can finally say that our communities, our countries are much safer with the arrest of Ryan Wedding, he added. Wedding is expected to make his first court appearance in Los Angeles on Monday. Wedding is accused of running a vast rug trafficking operation responsible for importing some 60 metric tons of white stuff per year. This man's pockets was fat. He was making the coinage. He was making the money. Not sure how well this will over within the elite circles. This is their number one favorite rug. So they're cleaning it up. Now it ain't gonna be no more for a little bit because there'll be another Mr. Wedding right behind him. There'll be somebody else. They got them in training, so there'll be some more. They ain't gonna run out. I don't think you can ever get rid of it. But anyway, the organization operated across North America as well as several countries in Latin America and the Caribbean, and was also the largest supplier of white stuff in Canada, bringing in an estimated $1 billion a year. $1 billion per year. Before he was arrested, Wedding was accused of unaliving a federal witness in a case against him. Officials say he has also ordered the unalivings of several others. Wedding is now facing a slew of felony charges, including witness tampering and intimidation, unaliving, money laundering, and rug trafficking. The FBI had previously placed a $15 million reward for information leading to his arrest. Who got that 15 mil? Patel declined to comment on whether anyone would be claiming the reward money. So that means probably so, because they got to protect him now that they turned him in. Right says absolutely. No, today, tomorrow, the next day, the day after, it will always continue. Yep, you can't get rid of it. U.S. officials have released limited details regarding how Wedding was captured, except to say that his arrest took place on Thursday night in Mexico City. Mexico's top security official, Omar Garcia Harfuch, said in a post on X that Patel had visited Mexico City on Thursday and departed with two fugitives, on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. He did not name the men arrested, but said one was a Canadian citizen who voluntarily surrendered at the U.S. embassy in Mexico. The Associated Press, citing an unnamed Mexican security cabinet member, reported that Wedding is the Canadian who turned himself in at the U.S. embassy. Oh, so did he turn himself in instead? So they're saying that he knew they were coming. He knew Patel probably was there. Let me just go turn myself in. He probably tired of running. In his remarks at a news conference, Patel described Wedding as a modern-day Pablo Escobar, referring to the Colombian cartel leader. U.S. officials have also compared him to Mexican rug dealer Juan El Chapo. How about that? When you go after a guy like Ryan Wedding, it takes a united front, Patel said, thanking Canadian and Mexican authorities for their help in the investigation. Patel also thanked the FBI hostage rescue team who participated in taking Wedding into custody. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Patel praised the team, which had also been involved in the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro weeks earlier. This was a complex, high-stake operation with zero margin of error, Patel told the magazine. I was on the ground with our team in Mexico and witnessed extraordinary teamwork, precision, and trust between our agents and partners in Mexico. Wedding's aliases included his aliases. Included he was El Jefe, he was Giant, he was Public Enemy, he was James Conrad King, and Jesse King. The FBI said. He has reportedly had plastic surgery to change his appearance while on the run. Officials allege that he launched his criminal enterprise following his release from a U.S. federal prison in 2011, where he was serving a sentence for white stuff distribution. Authorities allege he has ordered dozens of unalivings across the globe, including in the U.S., Canada, and Latin America. Officials say he has been living in luxury in Mexico. In December, Mexican authorities announced that they had seized $40 million in racing motorcycles owned by Wedding. $40 million in racing motorcycles. They also seized over valuable items, including luxury paintings, artworks, rugs, and 2 Olympic gold medals. It is unclear to whom the medal belongs. Wedding competed for Canada in 2002 Olympic Games in Salt Lake City, but did not win any medals. So then whose medals did he have? Dang. So he came in 24th place in the men's giant parallel slalom ski event. In November, the FBI seized his rare 2002 Mercedes CLK GTR, which had been valued at $13 million. This man was rich, and that's not worth it, because now look, you don't get to enjoy it. It's all taken from you now. Patel also spoke about the recent arrest of another man in Mexico who had been on the FBI's most wanted list. American man Alejandro Castillo was wanted for the murder of his ex-girlfriend. Oops, I said that word. Wanted for unaliving of his ex-girlfriend. According to the FBI, he has been in hiding in Mexico for nearly 10 years and will now be extradited back to North Carolina for trial. So he won't even be in California for trial. He's going to be having trial in North Carolina. So I wanted to cover that because it's finally not a man of color that they are extraditing and put blasting him all across the TVs and stuff. There is, and I'm not happy that this man is having to go through what he went through, but he should have stuck to the Olympics and the snowboarding, is what I think. So anyway, that's Mr. Writing. That's Mr. Wedding, Ryan Wedding. It didn't mention anything about his wife, but I'm sure, like, if you're married, you kind of probably know what's going on. Will they say that she's an accessory? Will she even be mentioned? Do they have kids? Like, what? Tell us more. Tell us more about him. So that's Ryan Wedding. All right, in other news, let's move on, and we're going to ready to end our live for tonight because we are stuck to our homes and can't get out because of the weather. We'll be going live again tomorrow. I hope y'all can join us on a Sunday, our off day, but we will be going live tomorrow as well. So just a little hit and miss on some other things that I had. The Neptunes, Chad Hugo sues legendary Pharrell over unpaid royalties. Which is the last thing I expected to hear about Pharrell. Pharrell been in this business for a long time, and you don't hear his name in nothing. You don't hear his name in nothing. And so now the Neptunes, Chad Hugo, is suing him for his royalties. I can say more about that. Let's just see what else they're saying. So it says Chad Hugo is suing his longtime Neptune's partner, Pharrell Williams, filed on yesterday, January the 23rd, alleged breach of fiduciary duty, fraud, and self-dealing regarding royalties for the Neptunes and Nerd. The suit claims Hugo is owed up to $1 million for the 2007 Nerd album, No One Ever Really Unalives or Croaks Over. He says this video explains the legal battle between Chad Hugo and Pharrell over the Neptune's name.
In a legal battle.
Oh, hold on, y'all. I was gonna let y'all hear it.
Produced countless hits for artists. Yeah.
Tonight, Virginia Beach icons Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo are locked in a legal battle. They attended Princess Anne High School and founded that musical duo, the Neptunes, back in the 1990s.
Yeah, together they produced countless hits for artists like Britney Spears, Beyonce, and Justin Timberlake. Well, 13 has now obtained a new legal complaint filed by Hugo, which says Hugo and Pharrell are equal partners of the Neptunes. The complaint claims Pharrell filed to obtain trademarks in his name only, failing to name Hugo as co-owner. Hugo is now asking a judge to cancel those trademark registrations, saying Pharrell acted in bad faith. We reached out to Pharrell and his team for comment. His attorney told us in part, Pharrell is surprised by this. We have reached out on multiple occasions to share in the ownership and administration of the trademark. The goal here was to make sure a third party doesn't get a hold of the trademark.
So pretty much, Pharrell was aware that he had the trademarks, but he said he had been reaching out to Chad to share with him so that nobody else could get it. So I'm not sure that Pharrell is like doing anything out of malice and that he wants to talk to him to work it out. But in fact, he is being sued for $1 million, his royalties, and they want him to discount the trademarks, have a judge to cancel it and discharge it. So that's Pharrell. Like I don't see Pharrell being in nothing like crazy. He's been in this game for years upon years upon years, and you just never have y'all heard anything bad about Pharrell ever? I've never heard anything bad about him, but I believe this man is so talented. He's so amazing at what he does. But I mean, everybody gets their turn. I mean, everybody's name gonna come up in something. Just like now, um, who was that? Tiana Taylor. First of all, another channel read through the legal documentation that has been going on for a while. Yeah, so it sounded like it. It sounded like that Pharrell though has been trying to reach out to him and has not gotten anything back, like no response back. I hope they work it out because I like Pharrell and I don't want him to be in no kind of mess like that, right? So, Jojo the Ryan, are you still here? Please let yourself be known if you're still here. I want to address you specifically, Jojo the Ryan. So, would you let me know if you're here by saying present or I'm here or something? Because I want to make sure you hear what I have to say. It's not bad. I'm never on no bad energy, I promise. But I need to know if you're still here. Okay. So while I'm waiting to hear is see if JoJo's still here, I wanted to talk about Tiana Taylor. First of all, I'm so excited about this black girl from Harlem. Yeah, Harlem. I said that on purpose. Shout out to Harlem. For this black girl in Harlem who has two daughters, who has been working so hard tirelessly through this entertainment world that is very grimy and not nice. This black woman is so talented. She can sing her butt off. She can act her butt off. She's a bomb mother. She did go through a divorce and then she just had a recent breakup, but that's their loss because this black woman is blowing up in this film entertainment world. Congratulations on her Oscar. She has now been nominated for her Golden Globe Award, right? She is doing her thing. She's beautiful. I just watched Rip, RIP or Rip today. She killed her scenes. She killed her part in that. And so I'm saying this to say, first of all, I'm very proud of her. And I hope that she gets to this win. But just to be nominated is already a win, right? Congratulations to you, Tiana. You deserve it. Your babies deserve it. Keep pushing. Like you're on your way. You're on your way. You rubbing shoulders with Leonardo DiCaprio. Those kind of people. So you go, girl, black girl from Harlem. Keep doing your thing. But I say that to say, now that she's won and like she's all over the place, right? She's all over the place. Why you got to bring negativity to her life? TMZ has new angles from Minneapolis. Well, I have to go see them. Why do we bring negativity to her life when she's on cloud nine, when she's winning right now? So now they want to talk about, we have the inside story to her messy or whatever divorce. Leave her alone right now. Leave Tiana Taylor alone right now. She's doing good. The divorce, she done moved on with her life. She done been in a whole relationship since then. Leave Tiana Taylor alone and let her be great. How about that? Yeah, I don't see JoJo. He must have just dipped in and dipped out. So next time he here, I'll have to dress him because he promised something. That's what they do. Always find that. Always. Because you know what I think it is? I think it comes from jealousy. You can't stand to see a black woman win. You can't stand to see a woman on top of her game. Y'all know she got kids. Leave her alone. That's what it is. Like, and then the moment, as long as she's struggling trying to get just a foot into the Oscars or a foot into the Global Awards, y'all okay with that? You okay with the struggle? but she earned her keep. She struggled through this business. It's not an easy business to be in. And now that she's winning, you want to bring the negativity on her. Go sit in the back. Just get out of the room. Leave her alone. She's super sweet. I told y'all, if y'all see Tiana on the street, Tiana's going to embrace you. She's going to be so kind to you and respectful to you. She don't have to be, but she don't like the kind of she don't want that kind of spirit around her where she's uppity and she thinks she's not that girl. Anyway, what show is he on? What does he have his own YouTube channel or something? APZ. Anyway, that's all I had to say about Tiana Taylor. I'm very proud of her. I'm proud of the mother that she is. Her children, her girls love her, love the ground that they walk on. I feel like Tiana has great people around her. I think that she has great management right now. I think that her what do you call them? Not her PR person, her agent. I think she has a great agent that is hooking her up with role after role after role. I mean, some good leading roles. Like she got a lot of talking. Like she ain't just showing up in a show and saying a couple of lines. This chick is working. And so anyway, I'm proud of you, Tiana, and I wish you nothing the best. And I hope you go in there and you get your Golden Globe. You almost get, honey, you on your way to EGOT. You on your way. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Let me see if it's anything that I have. Feel like I have one more. Oh, I do. This is the last story for the night, y'all. Corey Holcomb. What was her name? Let me see. Christina. Corey Holcomb. Now, before I pull this up and talk about it, we all seen, I think most of us seen the video, right? Absolute clown. I don't care what a woman say. She hurt your feelings because she said something about your mama. You a big old man with big old hands. And as soon as you broke through that crowd on the video, you just went right up to her and socked her. She was just talking, and she's a woman. And I feel like Corey needs to be canceled. We need to cancel Corey Holcomb because he should have never, I don't care what she said. I don't even care what the argument was about. I don't care how below the belt she went with her words. You shouldn't have hit her for it to be all on video recording. Then you go back and you talk about it. And there's a woman on the show talking about, what y'all mean he hit somebody? She would have lost her teeth. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up for you, okay? APZ. She wouldn't have had no teeth in her mouth if he would have hit her. It was on the video. And so she was like not even gonna talk about it. I'm gonna pull it up just a minute, APZ. Try to find it. She wasn't even talking about it or saying anything about it. She was going to walk in silence. And she said before she knew it, people were calling her saying, what happened? Why did he hit you? What is going on? The people that were with her, I think even her husband was with her, because soon as Corey hit her, I think that was her husband. He went in and Corey was slinging him around, but he was trying to get Corey to the ground. And then other people got him and he got to the ground. Let me see if I can pull it up. That's how I feel about it. He should be canceled. Y'all shouldn't go watch his podcast. I never say that, but if let me just pull it up. Let's see. Her name is her name is Christine. Let me read the story to you, and then I think we can show the video. Harlan, will you put up the disclaimer for me really quick? Because I forgot to do that a while ago. But it says, Christina Payne claims Corey Holcomb had a pow before alleged punch on the video with TMZ. So this is a TMZ video. Ugh. Let me see if I can find somebody else that posted it. Christina Payne says Corey Holcomb threatened her after a video of 2024 altercation surfaced. So it's something that happened in 2024. Let me just read y'all to catch you up if you don't know. A new update has surfaced in the ongoing allegations involving comedian Corey Holcomb and fellow comic Christina Payne. A surveillance footage that appears to show Holcomb punching Payne in the face continues to spread online. Payne is now speaking out publicly to TMZ, saying she fears for her safety. Talk of the alleged dispute between the comics, which reportedly took place outside the Hollywood Improv in December 2024, has resurfaced after what appears to be a video of it emerged via the busy room. The clip shows what looks to be a confrontation between the two comics in the street. In the clip, Holcomb and Payne appear to argue in front of a crowd before Holcomb seemingly throws a right-handed punch that hits Payne in the face, triggering a chaotic brawl moments later. Let's see if we can see it. The incident, I'm just seeing if it will pull up. Thank you, Harlem. Let me pin it. You don't punch no girl, period. No matter as big as he is, no matter what you feel about it. Let me pin it. Pin Harlem's message. I got it pinned. There it is. Okay. It says the incident, okay. Starting with the incident was originally reported in 2024 with TMZ stating that at the time that Holcomb was seen yelling at Payne and her friend outside the venue. Sources claim that Holcomb threatened to hit to punch Payne, and that a random man tried to step in and stop it, but Holcomb allegedly swung away and made contact. Afterward, the situation reportedly escalated as people rushed in, with the confrontation turning physical in multiple directions before Holcomb fled. Paramedics were reportedly called to check on Payne and the man who attempted to intervene. Police also responded and took a battery report, though no arrest was made at the time. Now, as the video gains traction, Payne has added fresh context, claiming that the new video shows that Holcomb had a pow, which she says he passed to another performer. So he had a pow, but he gave it to somebody else. On Friday, Payne appeared on TMZ Live, where she became emotional as she reacted to the footage becoming public. She told the outlet that Holcomb has been threatening her, claiming she now fears for her life. According to Payne, the situation has become so intense that she's scared to even step outside. Here we go. Y'all ready?
Oops. Christina, you went to the police back when this happened, filed a police report. It went nowhere. What are you going to do now that there is a video that seems to support at least the fact that you were punched by Corey?
It is hard even seeing that right now. Seeing that playback and having to relive all of this all over again.
Let me see if I can see the video.
I've been.
And are you
24. It was.
Yeah, like, let me get to the video.
After he worked.
If you want to have an extraordinary quality of life, if you'd like to take 2026.
Well, I can't find one. Oh, wait a minute. I can't find the video, y'all. Let me see. I'm gonna try another place. Maybe we go here. Okay, here it is. I think I found it.
And it's not looking good for Corey at all. For weeks, he sat on the 5150 show and pleaded his case against Christina, claiming she provoked him and walked up on him in his face, which resulted in a muff. He painted her as some crazy chick who has had it out for him for some years now. And that night, she walked out and started problems just to get him to react so she could sue. Even claimed she said she wanted this. In his story, time went on. He is the nude. Arm with which resulted. They're
not showing it.
But as time,
so you go. I don't know where to find it. I thought I could find it. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna turn it down. I found it. So did you see it, APZ? They did it kind of quick. You got to just go on YouTube. You can find it where he just quickly kind of just stepped and just punched her in the face. So yeah, it was crazy. He's saying she's crazy. She's been coming for him or whatever. I've seen it. It's too crazy. Yeah, it just, I don't like talk on people's podcasts or nothing. I don't want people to be canceled or anything, but no man should be putting their hands on a woman. Now, what the argument was also in that room was that if you're a woman, you welcome. If you're a woman, you should know not to be in a man's face or whatever. But she was over here. He was over there. He walked to her. And when he got to her, he punched her because of an argument. And so now he's mad because it's surfaced again. And now she's coming out talking about it because people want to talk about it. Where she had never, I hadn't heard that. But now she wants to talk about it. He's mad. So now she's afraid for her life. She don't want to go outside. She's been crying a lot. So yeah, Corey Holcomb put his hands on a woman and it was video. It was caught on video in front of the Improv. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up with that, you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here, for interacting in the chat. I appreciate it. Again, we will be back tomorrow because we can't go nowhere else or do nothing else. So we might as well go live, right? Because there's so much more to talk about. Okay. Anyway, y'all stay safe, stay warm. I don't know what part of the state y'all are in or what kind of weather y'all are getting, but it ain't nothing nice over here. And it's not stopping. It started yesterday through me either, Harlem. I don't do this kind of weather. I hibernate. It started yesterday and it's going to go all the way through tomorrow afternoon. And it's like piles and piles of snow and sleet and rain and cold and not me. So anyway, y'all stay warm, stay safe. Come back right here tomorrow. If y'all see JoJo the Ryan, tell him I have something to ask him. Other than that, y'all have a good night. Be blessed. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night. Bye.